Russia announces opening of humanitarian corridor for civilian exit from Mariupol and Volnovakha. Ministry of External Affairs concerned about Indian students in Sumy. Manipur logged 76.04% turnout till 5 p.m. in second phase of assembly polls. Assam Meghalaya Chief Ministers asked to come to New Delhi for border talks. And in Mohali cricket test, Sri Lanka scores 108 for 4 at stumps, trailed by 466 runs. A very good evening, viewers. Welcome to the Northeast News Bulletin. This is Sukanya Bharadwaj, bringing you the stories in detail. Russia's defense ministry has announced that humanitarian corridors will open at 10 a.m. on Saturday from the cities of Mariupol and Volnovakha. The Russian Defense Ministry says in a statement carried by the RIA Novosti and TASS agencies, it has agreed on evacuation routes with Ukrainian forces to allow civilians to leave the strategic port of Mariupol in southeast and eastern town of Volnovakha. There is no immediate confirmation from Ukrainian forces, and it is not immediately clear how long the evacuation routes will remain open. But the Ukrainian President's office said civilians' evacuations have been halted in an area of the country where Russian defense officials has announced a ceasefire. Ministry of External Affairs had said that it is deeply concerned about the Indian students in Sumy, Ukraine. MEA spokesperson Arindam Bakshi said the ministry has strongly pressed Russian and Ukrainian governments through multiple channels for an immediate ceasefire to create a safe corridor for Indian students. The Ministry of External Affairs has advised students to take safety precautions, stay inside shelters and avoid unnecessary risks. The ministry and the embassies are in regular touch with the students. Polling for 22 seats in second phase of Manipur Assembly elections concluded today at 4 p.m. According to Election Commission of India, an average voters turnout of 76.04% was registered till 5 p.m. A total of 92 candidates, including 2 women, were in the fray in the second phase of polls. The ruling BJP has fielded candidates in all the 22 seats, while Congress had nominated 18. BJP's ally NPP had 11 candidates, NPF and Janata Dal U had 10 each, NCP and Shiv Sena 2 each, and the CPI had 1. There were 12 independent candidates. The Commerce Secretary level meeting between India and Bangladesh was held in New Delhi on 4th March 2022. The Indian delegation was led by Commerce Secretary, Government of India BVR Subramaniam, and the Bangladesh delegation was led by Senior Secretary, Ministry of Commerce, Government of Bangladesh, Tapan Karti Ghosh. Both sides held extensive discussions on a variety of issues of mutual interest, including development of railway infrastructure, post-infrastructure, joint study of comprehensive economic partnership agreement, border huts, regionals, connectivity through multimodal transportation, harmonization of standards, mutual recognition agreement, etc. Now it's time for a short break. We'll be back with more news. Stay tuned.
Hey girls! Hi! Congratulations! आज तो पार्टी चाहिए। चैंपियन के साथ सेल्फी लेंगे।
आइडिया, यही करते हैं पार्टी।
पिज्जा पार्टी। ये चल अपना कार्ड और पिन दे।
मेरे कार्ड की डिटेल्स मैं खुद ही डालूंगी। आरबीआई कहता है अपना पिन, ओटीपी, सीवीवी या इंटरनेट बैंकिंग पासवर्ड किसी के साथ शेयर ना करें। ऑनलाइन बैंकिंग सिर्फ अपने कंप्यूटर, मोबाइल और सिक्योर नेटवर्क से करें।
बाय गर्ल्स, कहाँ जा रही है? सुना नहीं? नो शेयरिंग।
आरबीआई कहता है जानकार बनिए, सतर्क रहिए।
Welcome back. The Assam police have arrested 5 persons from Borpeta district for their alleged terror links. Assam police said that all the 5 have been arrested last night from Hauli, Borpeta and Kalgachia police station area for their alleged link with a Bangladeshi outfit which had affiliation to Al-Qaeda in the Indian subcontinent. Among them, one of the accused is from Bangladesh, who is illegally entered into India and now working as a teacher at a masjid. He motivated youths of Barpeta district to join a terror outfit and carry out anti-social activities. Police recovered incriminating documents and electronic devices from them.
Aru, a bishesh case to most probably Sarbhabharatiya Anusandhankari Sangsthai লৈ লব যাতে ভাৰতবৰ্ষৰে বা অসমৰে অন্যান্য জেগাটো তেওঁলোকে এটো ক্ষেত্ৰত ভালদৰে আৰু অনুসন্ধান কৰিব পাৰে আৰু ভাৰতবৰ্ষৰ বাহিৰতো এই বিশেষ মডিউলটোৰ যেহেতু যথেষ্টখিনি তেওঁলোকৰ প্ৰভাৱ আছে সেই কাৰণে তাতো তেওঁলোকক ইনভেষ্টিগেশ্যন কৰিবলৈ সহায় হ'ব গতিকে
The state government is hopeful that Union Home Minister Amit Shah's upcoming meeting with Meghalaya and Assam will culminate in the final solution to 6 of the 12 areas of border disputes between the two states. The meeting has been scheduled for March 9th and 6 p.m. in New Delhi. Chief Minister Conrad Sangma informed that the Union Home Minister has asked both the Chief Ministers to come to New Delhi to discuss the matter. Meanwhile, Chief Minister Conrad K. Sangma expressed his optimism that the Shillong-New Delhi flight service will resume within this month. Fly Big, which was assigned the task of operating the Shillong-Delhi flight, has not been able to do the job since last year.
To him, and I'm hopeful that we'll take a final call and close the chapter for the first 6 locations. And but again, as I said, that's what I expect. But really, we'll only come to know once we reach Delhi and the meeting starts.
Tripura Chief Minister Biplab Kumar Dev today laid foundation stone of Uptakhali Primary Health Care Centre. In a tweet, the Chief Minister said that Tripura government's aim is to provide the best healthcare facilities in part of the state. He reiterated Tripura government is committed to ensure that patients do not have to travel to other states for their treatment. Biplab Kumar Dev government in Tripura has been stressing for development of healthcare system in the last 3.5 years. In Meghalaya, Albinosh Marak has been chosen as the new Chief Executive Member of the Garo Hills Autonomous District Council. Congratulating the newly elected Chief Executive Member of Garo Hills Autonomous District Council, Chief Minister Conrad Sangma in a tweet expected that the newly elected CEM will execute his duties in the best interest of Garo Hills. The decision to elect Albinosh Marak as CEM was taken at a meeting of the members of District Council on Saturday after Rakesh Sangma was set to tender his resignation. In the Mohali men's cricket test, Sri Lanka were 108 for 4 when stumps were drawn on day 2 of the first test. Sri Lanka is still trailing by 466 runs with 6 wickets in hand. For India, Ravichandran Ashwin took 2 wickets. Jasprit Bumrah and Ravindra Jadeja shared 1 wicket each. Earlier, India resuming for the overnight score of 357 for 6 declared their first innings at 574 for 8. Indian innings was powered at 175 not out by Ravindra Jadeja. Ashwin also made a superb 61. In the COVID-19 update from the Northeast, Arunachal Pradesh has reported 73 active cases even as discharged cases stand at 64,092. The tally for the dead is 296. In Assam, the active case load is 105, but the cured cases account for 7,16,066. The death toll is 6,639. Manipur has 276 active cases even as released cases account for 1,34,483. The death toll has touched 2,113. Meghalaya has recorded 144 active cases even as discharged cases are 91,831. The tally for the dead is 1,582. With a caseload of 5,110 active cases, Mizoram has reported 2,11,267 discharged cases even as the dead account for 661. With 64 active cases, Nagaland has 34,596 discharged cases even as the death toll is 757. Sikkim has 36 active cases followed by 38,602 discharged cases even as the tally for the dead is 443. Reporting 10 active cases, Tripura has 99,939 cured cases. The tally for the dead is 919. To end the news, the main points once again. Russia announces opening of humanitarian corridor for civilian exit from Mariupol and Volnovakha. Ministry of External Affairs concerned about Indian students in Sumy. Manipur logged 76.04% turnout till 5 p.m. in the second phase of assembly polls. Assam Meghalaya Chief Ministers asked to come to New Delhi for border talks. And in the Mohali cricket test, Sri Lanka scores 108 for 4 at stumps, trailed by 466 runs. That brings us to the end of this evening's bulletin. Thank you for tuning in. Namaskar.